And now we're beginning with Miss Kaplan's homeroom. Beginning Miss Kaplan's homeroom, we have Miss Trinity Hills. Trinity will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1. Miss Trinity Hills. Next, Miss Shadiah Robinson. Shadiah will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society, as well as a completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP. Additionally, she will receive honors for T1 and T3. Miss Shadiah Robinson. Next we have Miss Kelsey Ragsdale. Kelsey will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T3. Miss Kelsey Ragsdale. Next we have Mr. Bryson Ward. Bryson will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society, as well as completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP. Additionally, Bryson will receive honors for T1, T2, and T3. Mr. Bryson Ward. Next we have Mr. Avery Thomas. Avery will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Mr. Avery Thomas II. Next we have Mr. Mikhail Morris. Mikhail will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society. Mikhail will also receive an honor roll certificate for T1 and T2. Mr. Mikhail Morris. Next we have Mr. Keyshawn Slide. Keyshawn will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as an honor roll certificate for term 1. Keyshawn, congratulations, man. Good luck to you. Next we have Mr. Martavius Bennett. Martavius will receive honor roll certificate for T1, T2, T3, as well as a completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP. Mr. Martavius Bennett. Next we have Miss Chloe Smith. Chloe will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP. Additionally, she will receive honor roll certificates for term 1, term 2, and term 3. Miss Chloe Smith. Next we have Miss Miracle Mcgee. Miracle will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for term 1 and term 3. Miss Miracle Mcgee. Next we have Miss Jayla McNeil. Jayla will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honors for T3. Miss Jayla McNeil. Next we have Miss Kelly Caston. Kelly will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society, as well as honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Additionally, she will receive a certificate for completion of Year 3 of the MYP. Miss Kelly Caston. Next we have Mr. Estevanico Boynes. Mr. Boynes will receive a honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as completion certificate for Year 3 of the MYP, along with honor roll Term 1 and Term 3. Mr. Estevanico Boynes. Next we have Miss Arian Taylor. Arian will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of Year 3 of the MYP, along with honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Miss Arian Taylor, congratulations. Next we have Mr. Jalen Lowe. Jalen will receive a certificate for completion of Year 3 of the MYP, as well as an honor roll certificate for Term 3. Mr. Jalen Lowe. Finally tonight for Miss Kaplan's homeroom at this particular time, we have Mr. Mario Brooks Jr. Mario will receive a certificate for completion of Year 3 of the MYP, as well as a honor roll for Term 1. Mr. Mario Brooks Jr.
Mario, you feel me?
We're moving on to Miss Taylor's homeroom at this time. We have Mr. Caden Hayes. Caden will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society. He will receive completion of Year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for terms 1, 2, and 3, Mr. Caden Hayes.
All right, Kate, good.
Next we have Mr. Eliza Fisher. Mr. Fisher will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society. Additionally, he will receive completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1 and T3. Mr. Eliza Fisher. Miss Navia Hall. Navia will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society. She will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Miss Navia Hall.
13. 1, 3. Did he say 13?
Next we have Mr. Ethan Young. Ethan will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, an honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Mr. Ethan Young. Next we have Miss Sierra Williams. Sierra will receive an honor cord for the National Junior Honor Society, as well as a completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP, along with honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Miss Sierra Williams. Next we have our Mr. Northwest, Mr. Jaden Williams. Jaden will receive a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Mr. Jaden Williams. Next we have Mr. Michael Lewis. Michael will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a completion certificate for year 3 of the MYP, as well as honor roll for T1, 2, and 3. Mr. Michael Lewis. Next we have Mr. Damian Davis II. Damian will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, and honor roll certificates for term 1 and term 3. Mr. Damian Davis II.
Miss Bell want to take a picture. Miss Bell.
Next we will have Mr. Nicholas Armstrong. Nicholas will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP, and honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Mr. Nicholas Armstrong. Next we have Miss Chandria Bowie. She will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate of completion for year 3 of the MYP, and honor roll for T1 and T2. Miss Chandria Bowie. Next we have Miss Mickiana Harrelson. Mickiana will receive an honor cord for National Junior Honor Society, as well as a certificate for completion of year 3 of the MYP. Additionally, honor roll for T1, T2, and T3. Miss Mickiana Harrelson. That wraps up Mrs. Taylor and Miss Kaplan's homeroom. We're going to take a short pause for the calls. We'll be back in 6 minutes.